Another painting is of the artist Van Gogh. Some treasures of the Prado are also on view. This is Goya's portrait of the Duchess of Alba, clothed. And the same lady, nude. Hers is probably the only feminine form at the World's Fair to escape camouflage. So Picasso is on display at the Spanish Pavilion, but oddly there is no portrait, photograph, or bust of General Franco. However, another Spanish soldier is represented by his weapon. Although Charlton Heston was not present to vouch for its authenticity, I viewed with awe the mighty blade that crushed the Saracens. El Sword of El Cid. As an old foreign correspondent, I accepted the Spanish wine steward's challenge. The sherry was delicious, what I tasted of it. There is much excellent entertainment at the Spanish Pavilion, some of it quite formal, for which admission is charged. The flamenco dances are especially good. Much of the entertainment, however, is informal and free. For example, a singing group called La Tuna, who are pharmacy students from Madrid. Even so gay an event as a World's Fair has its sad stories. Witness the Belgian Village. The corporation promoting it ran out of money several times. A project that was expected to cost $2 million will now cost closer to $3,700,000. The cobblestones, incidentally, came from the Pulaski Skyway, a quaint road in New Jersey. Part of the village finally opened in mid-July after several false starts. Labor costs have been much higher than estimated, and the fact that private promoters rather than national governments were backing many exhibits led to financial uncertainties. In any case, every day sees new buildings sprouting up in picturesque Belgium, as it's called, just the way Brussels sprouts. The promoters hope that their troubles are ending now and that they'll soon start getting their money back. But for a while, it looked as though they had built not a village, but a ruin. Among other foreign pavilions worthy of note is the Indian, which features some bizarre statues. Thailand's is modeled after a Buddhist shrine. It's bright and colorful and also exotic, even for a World's Fair, and so it's often crowded. The Republic of China's pavilion represents a traditional imperial palace. President Sukarno himself is said to have designed Indonesia's pavilion. It's an exceptionally graceful building and conveys a genuine sense of the tropical islands. Many of the foreign pavilions have little shops inside. I dropped in at the Moroccan store to look over the merchandise. The sales lady, a nice young woman named Aziza, came running after me to remind me that I'd left my purchase behind. I thanked her in broken Arabic. The incident was not in keeping with my character. Ordinarily, I never forget a face. If there is one common denominator among fair visitors, it is fatigue. It afflicts the very young as well as the old, and sometimes it can put a strain on the family tie. If you're small enough, getting a rest is fairly easy. But for most of the weary visitors, the fair presents its problems when it comes to taking a load off one's burning feet. For a while, pools and fountains were a help, and people could say, with Shakespeare, "For this relief, much thanks." Mr. Moses Pinkertons have changed all that, however, and today the paying customers are sternly chased from the water. A lot of other comfortable places seem to be off limits also. The rules are broken more than they're observed, but whenever possible, these same friendly Pinkertons will chase you off the grass, perhaps on the theory that if you're lying down, you can't spend money. The Simmons Beauty Rest Sandman will lull you to sleep if you can pay $1 for half an hour. You have to sleep fast to get your money's worth. Probably the best way to relax, at any rate if you're a man, is through the time-honored sport of girl watching. The fair abounds in pretty girls, and when exhaustion sets in, a few minutes of ogling should put you in a better frame of mind. The African pavilion has a giraffe named Susie, which has developed a taste for American ginger snaps, but will accept a banana. I fed Susie and then watched the dancers from the Ivory Coast put on a show. It costs $1.50 to enter the African pavilion, and they've been drawing about 6,000 people a day, which is a lot of ivory. The World's Fair is a pattern of sounds, and one of the most popular is the sound of these African dancers. There are many other sounds at the fair. Here are a few.
Here's an exciting show for one and for all. Yes, you'll see axe chopping, block tossing.
Finally, the Newman citation for the biggest noise at the fair goes to Colonel Keds for obvious deafening reasons.